Ow. Okay, I know, it's super late, but that's not gonna happen again. And here's why. A sort of a slap bet from me to all of you. Starting right now, if I don't have a video out by the time the clock strikes Monday, then you, every single person watching this, gets to slap me. Whenever they want, as hard as they want. I'll be keeping track. I'm starting a slap journal. I'm never gonna get to write in it though. So this just got serious. There's no exceptions. No video by Monday, then this face is gonna feel it. Anytime, any place, anything. Not anything, you have to use your hand. Okay, now that this just got serious, let's get into our story. So the last video's chemistry catastrophe reminded me of this little gem. It was the Great Flood of 2014. Was it 2013? What's the script say? 2014! It was my junior year in high school. But first, before we get into that dreadful night, we have to give it some backstory, a little bit of origin. It's a couple of months before the end of the school year on a weekend. Me and my bros are on the football field playing the coolest sport in the entire world, aside from tennis, ultimate frisbee. That's right, ladies. Feel free to leave your numbers in the comments below. So we're running up and down the field, and I happen to stumble upon a lanyard. And on the end of this lanyard was a tool. And hanging from this lanyard was a key. And it was a key to turn on the hose spigots that were scattered around the school. You already see where this is going? So we could have returned this lanyard. It did have the person's name on it. But we didn't. Because when you've been shenaniganizing for so long, you know that everything has its use. So we decided to keep it, but we're a little bit paranoid. Well, let's say cautious. And so we didn't want to keep it on us, and so we threw it on the roof of this little concession stand building. We could easily climb up it. Now fast forward a little bit, it's now a couple of days before the end of the year. And at the end of the school year, there's always one thing that's on everyone's mind. The senior prank. Now remember, it was our junior year. But we cannot wait for our senior prank. So we decided, we're gonna do it a year early. And there's one major advantage that we saw to this. It would automatically be blamed on the seniors. It's the perfect crime. And so we're thinking about what our prank's gonna be while we're playing some tennis. Now, I know what you're thinking. He plays ultimate frisbee and tennis? How is he still single? Well, something else you should know. I also did cross country. In fact, do you want to see something cool? Check these calves. Actually for legal reasons, I had to wear pants when I ran. Because I caused so many car accidents. Anyways, so we're playing tennis, and we see them setting up for graduation on the football field. Yes, we graduated on our football field. So they're setting up the stage in the end zone and then all the chairs. And then we see the hoses that the ag classes used to water their gardens. We remember our key from 2 nights before, and we kind of put it all together. We're gonna flood it. So now it's the night before graduation. We're at Jordan's house. And it's a little early, so we gotta waste time before we go rushing out onto the football field. And so to kick off the night, we go to the single place you can spend all of those ones that have been weighing down your pockets. That's right, we go to the dollar store. I actually remember we didn't even have any bills, we just kind of pulled all of our change together. But it was usually enough, so we could buy the greatest snack ever invented by man. The sweet, fluffy, delicately glazed pastry that is a honey bun. Little known fact about the honey bun, they don't go to your stomach to be digested. It goes straight to your heart. We were actually known for our honey buns. And, this time I'm not talking about our snacking preferences. Anyways, so we got our honey buns, and we had a little bit of extra money. So we decided to find something to amp up our disguises. So we always went with the classic t-shirt ninja mask. We wanted to be recognized for our pranks. So we needed sort of like a calling card. And that's when we found birthday hats. And keep in mind this one's just a prop. They're actually a lot more sparkly. I can see it now. The security guard's watching the camera. Oh, we got some more trespassers. Wait a second. Are they wearing birthday hats? No, no, not the birthday boys again! Curse you, birthday boys! So we go back to Jordan's house, we eat our buns, and then we decide the honey buns, and then the time comes to put our plan into action. So we drive 2 cars down to the school. So we had a tech guy, and he said he could remotely and untraceably turn off all the cameras in the school, but he could only do it for 1 hour. So we had a limited time frame. So we text him, and then we send our lookouts, Jordan and Josh, to go scout ahead. Then they come back, tell us that there's 5 guards around the football field. So now we're getting a little bit spooked, and this almost turns us away. Because our faces may have been covered, but not everyone had the toothpicks for arms that we have. So we open up our trunks, find something that'll work, some trash bags from a previous prank to improve our disguises. And that previous prank was kind of like a ding-dong ditch, but it was more of a ding-dong dive. What you do is you'd go and ring the doorbell, and then you put on the trash bag and just lay down in their yard. And that way, when they open the door and look around, you pass over their surveillance, and then you get up and just run away. You know, you kind of freak them out, and it sounds dumb, but it was Anyways, so we poke out eye holes for the trash bags, put them on, except we couldn't get the birthday hats to stay over the trash bags. And so we just put them on underneath. And so we ended up kind of looking like friendly ghosts. So we get our text from the tech guy. He says, "It's been done." And then we get into position. I'll bring up my binder whiteboard again. So the 2 X's are both the cars. We parked them on opposite sides for multiple escape routes. Then we have Josh and Jordan being lookouts. So we have the 3 guards on the bleachers here, a couple in the student parking lot. Here's the concession stand. And so the plan was Bob and I would go to the concession stand, retrieve the key, and then Micah and Ammon would be up here. So that way when we were ready, they'd come out, start lighting off fireworks, dancing, being a distraction on this side of the field, while we run out to the stairs in the stage while they're distracted and set down the hoses. That was the plan anyways. See, we ran into the first problem when we got to the concessions building. See, the part that we could climb up was the side that was facing the bleachers with the 3 security guards. And so I was temporary lookout while Bob was going to climb this thing. And it was a little bit tougher than it should have been because we were wearing mittens. They had fingers and everything, but they were like 100% cotton. We were afraid of leaving fingerprints. So I was kind of struggling to climb up this thing while I'm yelling, "Freeze!" every time a security guard looks over. He eventually gets the key. He jumps down. We turn on the hoses. We have them in hand now. And we have another little flaw. See, water splitting on the cement in the middle of the night kind of sounds like a drum set being thrown off the Empire State Building. And so the guards are starting to look over. So me and Bob look at each other, and it's kind of like now or never. The distraction wasn't ready yet, but we just book it into the middle of the field. Luckily, as soon as Micah and Ammon see us, they run out onto the other side and start distracting. And Bob and I just run at full speed into this field. And what the original idea me and Bob had, we came in this car, but we were going to run straight through the field from the concession stand to this other car. Because we thought it would have been faster. Except then we kind of find out another problem, and that was that we forgot we were holding hoses. So we're holding the end of the hose running, and once they reach maximum length, we kind of got, like, yanked back. So we're on the ground now. Security guards are coming from all around us. I kid you not, there was a siren going off. I didn't even know our school had a siren. How freaking cool is that? So we get up, we run back the other way. There's guards on our tail now. We hop the fence, meet up with Jordan, run into another flaw. Turns out it's really hard to run with t-shirts over your mouth and trash bags over your head. So we're struggling, but we get to the car, Jordan starts it, but we're missing Josh. He was supposed to be in this car. So Jordan's like, guys, where's Josh? We're like, go, Jordan, just drive, drive. It wasn't a very proud moment in my life. But no worries, we actually called Micah, who's driving the other car. We hear him answer like, "Hello?" And then we hear Josh in the background scream, "Heck yeah!" Which is very unusual. He's usually quiet dude. He's usually our Ferb to our Phineas. So we're kind of pumped now. Except that Micah tells us that some guards got into their cars and were chasing them down the road. So our car gets back to Jordan's house. They have to loop around the neighborhood some. They eventually get back. So we run into the garage, we close it, and just as it's about a foot from the ground, we see red and blue flashing lights. And they pass by. We did it! Now we're all sitting in the garage. We look like we just came back from the coolest 4-year-old's ninja-themed birthday party ever. So we celebrate, we have a good time the rest of the night. But it wasn't until the next morning that we noticed the fatal flaw to our plan. The fact that the guards could just pick up the hoses and turn off the water. And so we didn't flood the field. Almost, we were close. Thanks for listening to my story, guys. There'll be a new one next week, and if there's not, then you get to slap me. So it's a win-win, really. You have to be subscribed. We're gonna make that a rule. Can I do that? Yes. Hopefully, I'll see you next time.